Chapter 12. War is imminent. Big Ma stopped talking and smacked her lips a few times. Chilled, go fetch me some water. This stuff always gives me the remote. As Kush stood up, heading toward the kitchen, Big Ma smacked her lips again. Give me one of those big tubs of it cold water. Don't bring me no lukewarm water. Kush replied, ok. As Kush returned, Big Ma. 25. Abooksigun just had his 16th birthday. The last time we talked about him. All of a sudden, he's 25. Sitting at the table drinking her water, Big Ma says, hold on, chilled, I'm all over the place since you asked me about your grandmother's name. Plus, they did more in their first 2 years there than a person can do in a lifetime. Your grandmother told me these stories, they are not in order, and you just need to know the important ones. He was almost 15 when he left. He was 16 when he went to the ghetto. Now he's 25. He only stayed there for 12 years before he left to go off world, so how old was he then? Kush said, almost 27. Big Ma said, Octen, no. Before I can continue about Abooksigun, I have to go back a ways, again, to tell you about Wanyenyekevu's death because it's just as important. Big Ma took another sip of coffee. Kakahoya should have told you this story. Kush looked at Big Ma. Now, Big Ma, I didn't mean it like that. Big Ma looked back at Kush. It don't matter what meaning you meant, she still should have told you us. She could push a piece of take and passed it to him. Well, as you remember, Wanyenyekevu was permitted to see his parents. All his children were in Ireland except for Jala and Anaya. His children in Ireland returned to visit Arizona while they waited for Jala's battalion to complete her duties for that month. They had a little celebration themselves. Afterward, they all headed down to Lake Providence and surprised his mother and father. Everyone went down there, Friedrich, Daniel, and the 12. They spent an entire month there, and everyone from Lake Providence to Tallulah celebrated his homecoming, their family reunion. People from Delhi, Newellton, Thomastown, and as far south as Waterproof, Louisiana, all participated in the celebration. Even those who didn't believe started to believe in Sabbath because they knew Wanyenyekevu and the 12 were the ones who got rid of the Abenians. After returning, many traveled to and from the surrounding areas and decided to stay. 10 years had passed, and Wanyenyekevu thought of his son Abooksigun and was saddened that he would never see him again. That same night as he slept, he dreamed he saw Abooksigun. He called out, Abooksigun. He heard his son's voice for the first time in over 11 years. Pops, how did you get here? Wanyenyekevu ran to him and cried, son, I missed you. Looking around, where are we, son? Abooksigun smiled, this is New York, and we're at war with. How did you get here? Wanyenyekevu and Abooksigun talked for hours, so it seemed, about their adventures. Wanyenyekevu spoke about his trip to Ireland, and Abooksigun talked about his adventures in New York and all he had accomplished. Pops? Abooksigun asked, how did you do it? These people are selfish. Some believe in Sabbath, and others don't. I cannot tell which is which. It is confusing at times. Before Wanyenyekevu called and swore, Mlezi and Msheka appeared before them. You shall find out at this moment, for you shall retrieve at a full spirit of your father. We allowed you to speak to each other for one last time. For wanyenyekevu's time has come to an end and shall be taken with us, for one must die to retrieve the gifts of the other. It is your turn to take the reign. Abooksigun, you shall be taken from here, and sent off world where many light shall shine, but because of your father's decision, a generation shall have no light, but that light, you, shall be taken to. Another whereas about needs you. There is no need to learn his gifts, for when it is passed unto you, you shall say, and feel all that he has since his enlightenment, and you shall know of his gifts like a breathing. Not only his gift, but you shall inherit his wisdom, knowledge, and his understanding. Afterward, your grandson shall carry the torch and open up the hearts of many living in darkness. The last true light to shine on this earth. Mlezi and Messiah walked toward wanyenyekevu, my faithful servant. Welcome home, for you have fogged a great feast and worry not about your family, for they shall be comforted by your loss. You are truly sleeping but at peace with us. Wanyenyekevu walked away, and Abooksigun shouted pops. Wanyenyekevu turned, and Abooksigun shouted, I love you, with tears in his eyes. Wanyenyekevu shouted back, I'm proud of you, son, and I love you too. He vanished. Big Ma had tears in her eyes as she continued. Wanyenyekevu died in his sleep that night with a smile. On his fate because he talked to Abooksigun before moving on to glory, and Abooksigun retrieved his gift twofold. People came from all over the world to celebrate his funeral. His wife, Queen, ruled for a little over a year before she passed, and Jala and Anaya ruled together. Big Ma siged oak, no that's out the way. What I'm about to tell you happened over the last couple of years. Abooksigun was in New York. They are not in order, but I don't know that they happened around the time Wanyenyekevu was traveling and enjoying his family in Tallulah. As you know, the men were enlightened, and Abooksigun trained the people in playing the deal. Setting up a 24-hour perimeter watch around Tatu, the Dirty H had their own battalion of warriors that they supervised and kept watch throughout the day. Rotating locations every 2 hours so they wouldn't become bored and careless with their duties. Bobo became a well-like friend for everyone enlightened, but those who hadn't feared him because he would growl at them. Abooksigun trained those enlightened from the prison, the quarters, and even General Abo. No Khaled Abavanan. All believers lived in Tatu, and non-believers lived in the ghetto, but they worked together for food and shelter and lived together, somewhat in harmony. Many non-believers soon believed when they saw what Sabaoth was doing. Abavanan was gifted with invisibility. Jamar had the gift to speak to animals, and his twin brother, Jamar, had the power to communicate with insects. Ambassa was gifted with flight, Bemnet was gifted with the ability to breathe underwater, Biruk with sight, Dejen with hearing, and Desta, Lami, Makonnen, and Meneliquere. Also speedsters. Abooksigun's kinsman, Ethan, after his enlightenment, formed powerful legs of metal. Blackenhound, believe it or not, was enlightened with the gift of emulation. The gifts of pure and applied mathematics, engineering, physics, and science were also great gifts among the people. She smiled Sanka. Kush sighed Sanka. Big Mas Miled, yeah, Sanka, he was a kindergarten man I met back when your grandmother came here. He told me how he was once a non-believer. Sanka had gone home after a hard day's work and just started gathering his belongings, and his oldest brother asked, "Where are you going to the other side? We are Buddhist?" And Sanka said, "Only thing I've learned is that all wisdom comes from about no matter who quoted them. And Buddha never gave us this." He reached his hand forward, and electricity shot out of his hands. Usain stood there in awe as Sanka said, "All he had to do was believe. Not travel to some far country, or bet myself across me back 50 times. Just believe. So yes, I'm going to the other side." Days later, Usain and their youngest brother, Yendi, also converted. You never met him because he died when your father was 8. Sanka was Papa Jack. Not only Sanka's brothers but, as he said before, many others were converted and joined Abooksigun. You hungry? Big Ma asks as he gets up and heads to the kitchen. Kush replied, "No, I'm good, but thanks." Big Ma returns with a large plate. "Here we go, smothered ham hocks with rike and something to chance it with." Kush looked at the plate. "I'm hungry now." Big Ma grabbed a plate underneath hers and divided the food. "I thought you would be after I broke my plate, oh." They both ate and sat there for a second before Big Ma said, "God eating, no." Okno Ole Abavanan had headed south to Atlanta, Georgia, but returned a few months later. He landed his ski craft. He rushed to find Abooksigun before grabbing an airplane from a nearby warrior and calling on his airplane, Abooksigun. They've just called for Armia Sita na kumi na tisa. Abooksigun and Dung rushed to Abavanan, a strange look of confusion painted on Abooksigun's face. Armia Sita na kumi na tisa. What is that? Abavanan explains, laws and actions were put in place whenever they encountered problems with the Walkatilians. They don't need you guys anymore. Anyway, ours or Abenian rule systems are laws and rules governing your people, and Mia Sita na kumi na tisa is be poisoning the water system. They will do so tomorrow night, half of the ghetto to the prison. Abooksigun became infuriated. "Them motherfuckers have to pay for this, and I'm tired of being Mr. Nitegui." He stood there thinking before saying, "Well, it's apparent that they don't know that the people from the prison or the quarters are here with us. Do you have any ideas on how to stop them?" Abavanan said, "Yes. The major would have a map of the infrastructure's watering system just like the old tunnel system, and we can reroute the water system somewhere else. But it would help if you had the old paper blueprints and the digital version to get a clearer picture of what is needed because this system was here before the Abenians came. The thing is, it has to be done manually." Abooksigun said aloud, "Reroute the poison to the Anakatas that live west of us. And if possible, back to the computers also." Abavanan insisted on staying until all was safe. "Go back to your family. We appreciate you, but got it from here," Abooksigun said. Abavanan hesitantly agreed. "As you were speaking, I couldn't help but think about something I meant to tell you. We were training, and the people in the ghetto were acting a fool, and since you had so much gone on, I told myself I would tell you later that the waste system never needed your people. It was just general maintenance. The water from the Great Lakes is on a timer that releases hundreds of gallons of water into the system periodically, and their services were just for amusement to the people. What? Abooksigun sighed in anger, and a thought came to him. The water from the Great Lakes can be used as a weapon with the suns. Abooksigun asks, is there anything else you can think of before you go that you might have forgotten to tell me? He stood there momentarily. Oh, yeah, there was a war rigged before you came here. The Abenians left and started talking about making outfits made from flexible, nanorobotic aramid fiber integrated with waste suits. A bulletproof vest of some sort. I have no idea if that's important to you, but I meant to tell you that so. Abooksigun demanded an emergency meeting for everyone from Tatu to the ghetto. He stood on top of the house with a loudspeaker. For centuries, we have been looked upon as animals and treated as villains. I call you here to remind you that the situation has not changed for us here or anywhere else. The lifestyle and the death of our people always follow. They said we were friends during 9/11, but they quickly changed their minds. About their tofake, so the coronavirus panic of 2019 happened, followed by the monkeypox outbreak of 2022 and the famine of 2023. They wanted to be our brothers and sisters again, but soon as all was clear, their hatred and greed for money and power resurfaced. Hypocrites and backstabbers. Yes, back then and even now, all tose anakatas and computers needed to say were their women in distress and crying, especially the crying part if they say the cries of their women all hell will break loose. Proceed to Sarate massacre, and let's not forget about a myth till what about the 70-year lie that police officers told about a 14-year-old. The youngest person to be sentenced and executed, George's teenager, during his trial, up until the day of his execution, he carried his Torah, claiming his innocence of killing 2 white girls. The trial lasted only 2 hours by an all-white jury. Even his parents were threatened, prevented from being present in the courtroom, and eventually expelled from the city. Before his execution, he spent 80 days in prison without being able to see his parents or lawyer. Abooksigun paused as his anger grew. Oscarville, Georgia, Coaliga or Benson, Alabama, the Seneca Village in New York City, Susanna, Alabama, and Vanport, Oregon. These are just a few of the names out of the 200 Wakatilian towns and communities established in this country that were erased off the American map, not by burning them down but by flooding them underwater. Some called them drowned towns. Oscarville, in Forsyth County, Georgia, is now known as Lake Lanier. Auhite mo burned down this town after 3 Wakatilians men were accused of rape. Rob Edwards, Ernest Knox, and Oscar Daniel were arrested after being accused of raping and killing a young white woman. 1,000 Wakatilians were killed, and the rest were forced out of their homes. Lake Lanier was named after a Confederate soldier, Sidney Lanier. What about Vanport? A temporary housing project and the answer to Portland's housing shortage, also known as Vanport City or Kaiserville. Look, the town of Benson became Lake Martin, and surprisingly the Wakatilians' town of Susanna was flooded by Lake Martin. Abooksigun shook his head and paused again. This meeting has nothing to do with believing or not believing in Sabbath, and it's not even about a history lesson. This meeting is about our lives. They are going to poison our watering system and kill all of us. It has been ordered to kill half of the ghetto and everyone in prison. Little do they know that those places only have rotten, decaying bodies of their own. We are called to fight for our life and a fight they shall get, but we must fight like a Turner, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Sunni Ali, and Mekatilili Wamenza. Many of you never heard of Sunni Ali of Mekatilili Menza. But Mekatilili Wamenza was a prophetess and fearless warrior who led her people, the Giriama, to rebel against the British. She is remembered mainly for slapping the hell out of a British colonial administrator after a disagreement over their policies and attempts to subdue them. She was also called the mother of resistance, and she was a distinguished, vocal, and fearless leader who defended her people's rights. A Kenyan heroine that fought and rebelled against the colonial invaders who were stealing fertile lands from the people, collecting taxes, and banning mnazi, the local brew Mwingine. She boldly told her oppressors, "I am not afraid to speak the truth and fight for my people. My powers come from Kaya, rooted in the spirits of our ancestors." She used the kifudu dance, similar to our kata, to mobilize the people to resist the colonial government. Her followers swore an oath to fight for their community and lands. She was captured tweeted by the white men and detained in Kisii, Kenya, but escaped after 5 years. The second time in Somalia, she also escaped and continued her fight for freedom. Sunni Ali was the Songhai emperor who went to war, conquering the surrounding national groups around the former Mali Empire. The Mali Empire was falling, and groups like Mosi, Fulbe, and Wolof were the first to rebel against the Mali Empire but failed. Sunni Ali built up and trained the Songhai cavalry first before trying to conquer the kingdom. That is why he succeeded, and we shall take his examples and defeat our enemies. You can read about Sunni Ali in the Tariq al-Fatash or the Chronicles of the Seker. Enough of that. My point is simple, they can't knock the nose off of Sabbath like they did in Egypt. They wanna fight. They have one cause is that war is imminent. My plan is a three-part solution to their evilness. 1. Reverse the poison. 2. Back up their waste stations. And 3. Create our own water infiltration system. With all the speedsters and gifts we have at our disposal, we will reverse the poison back to the computers and anakatas, destroy the waste stations and let that sewage back up into the bubble. At the same time, I need the dirty to say dung and me about our plans to need to correct this situation. It's been far too long since they have held us down. In a very nationality, rake, and trade, the men are the providers, have the education, and are the ruler of their households, except the Walkatilians. They give a woman dominion over all men. They gave the woman higher education while all men died in prison. Tell me with the Anakatas and even the Abenians put Walkatilians women over the Walkatilians men for centuries. Think about it is all I'm going to say. Abooksigun had finally calmed down. Listen, my beloved people, forgive me for getting so riled up. I'm sick of reading, hearing, and thinking about how they continued to use us and throw us away like we are tisue. Anyone who has ever raised animals before mates the biggest and the strongest animals with their brothers or sisters to produce a healthier stock. After years they would have the best of the best. Slave farmers are where the terms like motherfucker come from. They mated children with their parents, some were blindfolded, but many knew what they were sleeping with. The adults did. We are the descendants of those people. We were those animals for 400 years, and it took 200 years to get out of the animal mentality we learned from slavery. Our moral compass was lost. Uncles and brothers were raping sisters, nieces, and even daughters. One can only imagine the orgies that our families were forced to have, and we many of our males and females took to prostitution after slavery ended. Feeling like that was all they were good for. Dung touched Abooksigun's shoulder, seeing the tears flowing, and whispered, "I got it from her brother." As Abooksigun passed Oldone, he stood there smiling at him. "You know you talk to them much, don't cha?" Abooksigun smiled as Dung continued, "This has always been a sensitive matter for me, brother. Listen up. Where we are from, they combined their gifts and formed even more powerful weapons against the Abenians. We shall train and use the old slaves quarters as a training area and target practice. I don't care how long it takes. So, gather your weapons and tools and meet us at the entrance of Tatu and make haste. Our sole purpose today is that poison and water infiltration system. Tomorrow, there was the plans. The people were divided, half on the water infiltration system and the rest on rerouting the old water pipes in Great South Bay. Using their gift to conceal their presence, they forwarded the watering lines making the input, output, and vice versa. They then cut off their old water lines miles away from the computing system and created their infiltration system offshore of the train station. Most of the work had to be done underwater, but they completed the mission that night. They all returned home, where the women prepared an enormous feast they had never seen, and the people sat down in talked civilized among each other for the time since they had been there. Abooksigun smiled. "It pleases me to say you all talk as one. Please don't stop what you're doing, just listen. Eat, get some rest, and first thing in the morning, Hound and Mimen will go to White Mountain National Forest to the mine processing plant up north since it is heavily guarded. The rest of you divide yourself with warriors and speedsters, and let's do the same thing tomorrow with each was the station." Big Ma had a smile on her face, got excited, grabbed her shoebook, and rolled her a cigarette. The non-believers marveled at the things they saw, and many more became believers that night. Children at very young ages were gifted and worked by their side. She took a drag and slowly echaled, "We're gonna let this marinate, ok." She leaned back in her chair, "Die breaks, and it is Saba Kush says Big Ma, getting relaxed and smiles as she continues, "Before Abooksigun and Hound made it to the mine station at White Mountain, the men at the other was the stations. Khaled and confirmed they had completed their mission and were headed back to Tatu. Dung smiles and looks at Abooksigun. "This is really going to be a shit situation." Abooksigun laughs. Once there, Hound gathers his men to meet up with Abooksigun. The two discuss how they will infiltrate the guards at the human waste plant. With a serious fake, blacken hound size, il take tenmento each side of the plant and strategically place them in positions. Once we got them into place, their jobs will better screw with the virus, hindering the waste from leaving, causing an investigative team to check it out to see what's wrong. Abooksigun interjects. That's all well and good, hound, but what about this? He shows blackened hound his son that hung around his neck. It caused black hound to step back, Oldone told me about that. But I'm curious how you got a hold of that. Abooksigun stares at him curiously. Do you know what this is? Blackened hound sighed. I know, it is death to the computers and the Abenians. Abooksigun shook his head. So, you know where I am going with this? Black hound smiles. Pour it into the waste facilities and let the Abenians and computers wear it as makeup to their demise. Blackened hound tackles, we can still use the same strategy, 10 men on each side of the plant. All will be acting as slaves, moving the waste. All we need is one person from each group to deposit from the sun into the waste that holds that field. Abooksigun shakes his head. Not only may and dung hold our sons, and the only way to take it is for that person to give it to you. Here, try and take it. Blackened hound grabbed the sun, and it didn't move. Abooksigun continued, however, you can whip it on your weapons and put it on your body like a lotion. The Abenians and humans mostly fare it well, it doesn't do much to humans yet. Taken aback, blackened hound is saddened. Then this will defeat the plan. If only the two of you possess it. Abooksigun tilted his head to one side, not necessarily hound. All we need is on a well-placed drop. We need a test to the processing area where the waste is put into the moving containers. The central location where it all starts and ends. Blackened hound looks at Abooksigun in amazement. What you suggest, Prince? You gonna put everyone in danger, including yourself. With only a 1% chance of winning. As he continues, an evil smile crawls around blackened hound's fate. I like it. Let's do it. I'll have me men start a distraction outside the plant. That way, you and Dung can take what precious time you have to deposit the contents and hopefully kill a very last one of those body snatching invading bastards. Abooksigun says. Let's go. The group of men parted ways. The Abre and the twins walk up to Abooksigun. The Abre eyes follow blackened hound as he walks away with his men. You can't stop trolling the Abre. It's becoming obvious. Akunsimbel mocks Wile Laubing to herself. Stop it, Akun. Her twin tells her. The Abre eyes Akunsimbel to tell her that she doesn't appreciate the comments. Akunsimbel stares back at the Abre challengingly, saying, What, Anu? I am only stating the obvious. Pissed off, the Abre replies, of which I care for your opinion. Oi, she snaps. Akunsimbel chuckles some more. Akutukananu becomes annoyed with both of them. You all stop it. This is not the time nor the plate. But Akunsimbel continues to heckle the Abre. You didn't get none, did you, bre? Triggered, the Abre turns around to face Akunsimbel. The younger twin stands her ground. Oh bre, you bad no, who? Akutukananu comes in between the two of them. Hey! I said stop it. Enough of this. What's gotten into you two? Shaking his head in disgust, Abooksigun sighed, "Put it out. No infecting or iltake all of you out. Bre, find your min. And akunsimbel likewise. This is a war, and we need all hands on deck. And he man it. Get into your positions. Akutukananu darkens the sky and manipulates the elements. Abooksigun is giving out orders and organizing all of his soldiers. Akun go with dung and prepare the sound waves. Bre, I need you with me. Can you do this? Oldone told me you are having trouble controlling your powers. Rigged no, you are critical to our mission and this mess. Between you and the twins will wait for another team. Get your mind rigged. Come on. Abooksigun walks off as the Abre fails betrayed by Oldone. Shocked, she lowers her head and then looks up in rage. However, she stifles her anger for no and follows Abooksigun orders. The group changes into work clothes except for the Abre. She's in an officer uniform, posing as one of the male officers. Oldone, Abooksigun, Akunsimbel, Dung, and the Abre huddle together behind the facility. Akutukananu takesto the skies and causes clothes to form, blocking the sun. Bre, remember. You have to go through this back door and sound the fire alarm, Abooksigun tells her. It will clear out all the guards from this area, so we hope. At that moment, alarm sounded, and the men rushed to their ski crafts, taking off in a hurry, leaving the Abre hiding behind the doors. What the hell? Dung sighed. Abooksigun's men looked at each other in confusion. What time is it? Oldone smiled. Ok, it's saa 12 na madakika 15. They all sighed in unison, the poison. Abooksigun smiled. Well, bre, we got our distraction. They regone. The men rushed in and configured the system. Abooksigun and Dung poured the sun, and the rest strategically set up charges around the facility. Unknowing that a man had stayed behind at the main terminal. They made it rogue the building unnoticed until Oldone set the last and final tne with the denotator at the main terminal door when the man heard them talking. The denotator was pushed and pitched between the door and the wall, and they heard a loud click. Oldone quickly took control of the man's mind and froze him at the door. Once that door is released, that ne will go off quickly. You have to leave once that button is released. It will blow. You can hold him frozen in time, but you all must go and go now. The man was confused. How are you doing this to me? And what the fuck are you, Katies, doing here? Abooksigun said to the man, it's amazing how you, Anakatas fail so entitled to ask so many questions even in the city of danger. You act as if we are supposed to drop what we are doing and answer real silly ass. After centuries of doing this, do you even know you fail this way? Do you even know you hate us? Mi people saved your people from extinction, and you repay mi people with your mind games and manipulation. The man did not say a word. Abooksigun smiled. You don't have to answer me and me men, the man said, me men and me. Abooksigun felt insulted and replied, what? The soldier said, the correct way is, me men and me. Abooksigun asked, did you understand what he said when he said it? And the man said yes. Abooksigun then said, I know all languages, and communication is basically about understanding someone. Don't come here with the worst language on this planet to understand and try to correct me. That's another thing with the all, thinking you are perfect in everything but dumb as hell. When it comes to understanding simple logic to deal with others, your language, English, is not perfect. Dung tapped Abooksigun on the shoulder, and Oldone just looked at him, saying, "Talkal migiti, if you don't hurry up and get your ass out here, damn." Abooksigun smiled. "On a last thing, Evil will tell you the truth and wrap it all up in a lie." Oldone just shook his head. "If you don't get your ass out here," he handed Dung his knife and said, "Take this and remember not only me but me people, me clan." Abooksigun refused to give up on the way to save Oldone but was left with no choice but to leave. The speedsters, Rana and Hafez, quickly took everyone between as far as possible and returned to get Dung and Abooksigun. "You go is far enough." Abooksigun heard Oldone over their earpiece. Abooksigun answered, "I believe so." Oldone said, "Y'all sing me my favorite song, No Weapon, by that Fred Hammond Guy." With tears in their eyes, Abooksigun sang, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work." Oldone looked up as they sang, "Sabaoth is truly able. You broke that young as kid me years ago, and never in me life would I think I would better king orders from a kid. An annoying loudmouth, love-talking as kid. Who had to endure all that shit from all of our trash asses. Paciente, calm, considerate, and understanding basically what I'm saying, Lord, forgive me of my sins against you, forgive me of my ways, for I say no I have sinned against you. I'm sorry. Thank you for being so patient with me dumb ass." Msledge appeared to him, "Oldone, mighty stale makers of the earth, you were found without favor in Sabaoth's eyes. I came to forgive those who were undeserving. I spared your life from damnation because I saw your pain. Because I have felt your pain, saw your anguish, because I too felt yours and many others, but because of your selflessness, this day, your name has been restored in the Lamb's Book of Life and your name back to its original form Ashoga. Come and join me with your wife and children, even your clansmen, and say them forever, me child." Oldone released the man, and the entire factory blew up. Before Dung and Abooksigun had finished the song, they heard the explosion.